To come to Stuart's questions about the attainment rates, I think we share, as you know, Stuart, a general unhappiness with the way in which this has evolved over the years, because if you look at the stats, the attainment rates have not improved significantly in Oxford for very many years. And indeed, if you look at the gap between where we are and where our cohort of similar authorities are, it has widened. And this is almost uniquely the responsibility of the County Council, which, as the Education Authority, has failed to have a coherent plan for dealing with that set of difficulties. I suspect because Oxford has been seen as a problem for them. Their aspirations and interests are, of course, elsewhere in the county, and they have conveniently seen Oxford as a particular problem area which they've tried to get rid of by making them all into academies, in which case they get taken out of the statistics and therefore don't worry the rank order which they get in the league tables. So we were with you very strongly on trying to do something about this, and the Children's Trust is the vehicle by which this can be done. The Children's Trust has not yet evolved any coherent strategy at all on the question of raising attainment rates, other than trying to identify children at the margins where they might just get the 5 GCSEs at A star to C, and therefore putting extra coaching in to help them achieve that, which is an old trick which has been done many, many times, but doesn't address the underlying issues about the quality of education, the quality of teaching, or indeed the staff-student ratio, which is the point you made. So I think that we have to really be aware of that, and of course, if by some mischance we get a Tory government post May the 6th, it's quite likely that that funding will start to fall anyway, because they'll be funding all their new private schools or parent-led schools and so on, so the money for the state schools will begin to be eroded. So let's hope that doesn't happen. And then finally, on the 50%, what was that about? Oh yes, recycling, yeah, that's fine. John can handle that. Antonio.
I would like to come back. Right, can I just come back on that? I don't know if Bob's strategy is to keep droning on and hope nobody's listening, but it's no point trying to blame the Tories, you know, the academies on the Tories. That's a new Labour plan, and you've been in government for 13 years and controlled this council for as long as that, you know, a little bit of power sharing here and there, but generally you've been in power, and you can't pass the buck on to the Tories. They would have done exactly what you've done if they'd have been in power. Of course, they started the ball rolling, you kept it going. But I think that's disgraceful that you can hold up your hands and say, oh, the academies, oh, that's the county council's fault. Or, you've had the chance in government to address the issue of private schools. You've had the chance in government to address the issue of pupil-teacher ratios, and you haven't. So there's no point now going right next to an election starting to claim that you weren't responsible. That's just disgraceful.